I'd like to call to order the regular meeting for November 19th, 2025. Roll call.
President Zipfel.
Here.
Vice President Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Andrus.
Here.
Commissioner Lestracco.
Here.
Commissioner Partha.
Here. So I would like our Township Manager, Aaron Bebro, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening in advance of the budget presentation.
That's what the job.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It was a strong start, by the way, we noticed.
It's the only word I knew.
All right, is there a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Vice President Rogers, second by Commissioner Partha. All in favor of approving tonight's agenda as put up on the screen, and before you say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, we can move ahead with this agenda. Next, citizens' comments. Are there any agenda items that citizens would like to comment on? No? All right, seeing none, then we're going to go to our consent items. Is there a motion to move into the record the consent items that are listed in your agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Lestracco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Partha. Those items include the Board of Commissioners meeting minutes of October 8 and October 22, Treasurer's report for the month of November, and the bills payable. Paid bills in the amount of $57,339.17, and unpaid bills in the amount of $1,010,370.09. And of course, the budget report would be moved into as a part of the consent items as well. With that, I'll call a question. All in favor of moving those into the record, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, those are approved. All right, we have a special item, and that is Bike More, Drive Less project update, Partnership for Transportation. Thank you for coming out and giving us the insight.
Commissioners, Lucas is here from Partnership for Transportation. They recently changed their name, just in case you're wondering why the different
Previously the
name change.
partnership TMA Montgomery County, now Partnership for Transportation.
Ah, okay. All right. Thank you, Lucas, and welcome.
All right.
Thanks for coming out
Give me 1 second, Lucas.
on a cold Wednesday night to talk to us about it.
Riding bikes.
All right, everyone, thank you for having me. So I'm Lucas. I am a program leader with the Partnership for Transportation. I'm here to give an update on the Bike More, Drive Less Hatfield project. So just as a refresher, Bike More, Drive Less Hatfield is a special project funded by a travel options program grant from the Delaware Valley Regional Planning Commission. And this project is to support the installation of new bicycle infrastructure in Hatfield Township and Hatfield Borough. The project began in July of 2024 and will sunset by July 2026, likely earlier based on funding. So as part of this project, new bike lanes and churros were installed on Durstein Road and Elroy Road in 2024, and now they connect to the new multi-use side path on the 309 connector road that opened earlier this year. As part of this grant, we also conducted the AARP Community Challenge bike audits last year, which we presented to you about a year ago. All right, so as part of this project, we held monthly online meetings with Hatfield residents, elected officials, municipal employees, and other stakeholders as part of the project advisory group. This group provided feedback on all of the different tasks we had for the project, helped staff our bike audits, and also helped to give feedback on the Montco 2040 implementation grant application that we helped draft on behalf of the township and borough. This had 30 unique attendees since July 2024, including 14 Hatfield Borough and Township residents who are not elected officials or municipal employees. So the Montco 2040 implementation grant, we helped draft this for the township and borough, and we successfully got the township and borough $99,948 awarded in May of 2025, and the grant implementation will begin next year. This grant will provide for bicycle racks, fix-it stations, and on-road designated bike routes on lower traffic and lower speed streets to provide connectivity through Hatfield while avoiding the busy arterial roads. So this is our current, still draft, hasn't been finalized, plan for Hatfield Township and Borough. The little bicycle icons are where there will either be fix-it stations or bike racks, and then the blue lines denote the low-traffic, low-stress streets. And this plan was developed both through field work and through feedback from Hatfield residents at community events and through our advisory group. So some of the key locations in the township would be at Clements Park, and then hopefully putting a fix-it station out on the new 309 connector side path once that land is moved to the township. So as part of this grant, once it was awarded, we set about getting public feedback to make sure that the plans were aligned with what the public in the township and borough wanted. So the survey was promoted to members of the project advisory group at our monthly meetings. A survey flyer with the QR code was created and shared on social media by both the township and borough and featured in township and borough e-newsletters. And then we also use this flyer at various community events to directly engage the public at the community events, including the Hatfield Borough Fall Fest on September 13th and the Hatfield Township Rocktoberfest on October 4th. See some of our feedback here. That's at the Fall Fest. And there's the Rocktoberfest. So at Rocktoberfest, our colleague Brad helped by dropping everything off, but me and Jerry helped staff the event, and I biked from the Fortuna train station to School Road Park using some of the streets that are on our draft bicycle plan for the implementation grant, and Jerry biked from his house as he usually does. So survey results. So we were able to get 33 total responses, including one response in Spanish, as the survey was also translated into Spanish. So respondents were asked, in addition to their feedback on the proposed locations for bicycle routes and bike racks and fix-it stations, whether they wanted the bike route network to be named bike routes or greenways, and if the network should be named after Hatfield or North Penn as part of hopefully a future effort to connect the various North Penn municipalities through these bicycle routes. So the results were bike routes had 15 votes to 14 for greenways with one additional vote, and then North Penn had 18 votes to 12 for Hatfield. So we'll hopefully be able to have this little bike network connect into other neighboring municipalities in the future as well. And then we had some of our feedback. Comments for the map on the next slide. So we had a couple comments about the current fix-it stations, and then some comments about what was missing from the map, and then just looks good. That was my favorite.
That's great.
Last week, Montgomery County Commissioner Neil McKeeja presented the check for the grant at the little presentation at Hatfield Borough Hall on Wednesday of last week, joined by our Deputy Director Shirlene Smiley. And then before the final part of my presentation, just if anyone has any questions on any of the survey results, the implementation grant, or anything to do with the project.
Commissioners, I just wanted to mention that I'm lucky enough to serve on the board of this organization, and Lucas and his team do a really good job behind the scenes and a lot of advocacy to help make our region a safer place to bike and run and walk. They do good work.
That's great. That's high praise. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Aaron.
Thank you.
And then some exciting news to finish on my presentation. We are really excited to announce that we were just awarded a new grant for a new project from the William Penn Foundation for a project we call Liberty Bell Trailblazers. So this will be a project to both highlight and celebrate the existing portions of the Liberty Bell Trail, and then also work to advance the missing connections, including the southbound connection from Upper Gwynedd to Norristown, which is a section that's been highlighted as the most important connection in the entire region, even ahead of some of the trails like the East Coast Greenway in Philadelphia. So we're really excited to be able to work on this project for the next 3 years, and I'm sure you'll be hearing plenty more from us about it as we work with both the existing parts and to get more of this trail built. That was something we really heard as part of our public feedback during Bike More, Drive Less, is people were great about the on-road bike routes, the bike lanes, but what they really want is trails, trails, trails. They want more trails, and they feel safer biking on trails than they do on the streets. So really working to get the regional connections to the trails is really important, and we're really excited to work on this.
That's good news.
And then this is tomorrow, so if you can join us, it's great, but I know at short notice, we're having our November partnership meeting at the Montgomery Township Community and Recreation Center, where we'll be focusing on trails. Our special speakers are 2 members of the Pennsylvania Environmental Council, where we'll be talking more about our Liberty Bell Trail project and then other trails in the region. The Montgomery County Planning Commission will also be joining us to give some updates on the Cross County Trail, which is a trail that will run from Conshohocken to the Willow Grove area. All right, if no further questions,
All right.
that's all I have. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to our presentation.
Lucas, hold on one second. Any
Yes.
questions from residents? No? All right. Anyone up on the dais? Other than
job.
to say wonderful, thank you very much. All right. Well, thank you, Lucas. Appreciate
Thank
your
you.
coming out and all the work you're putting into it. All right. If we don't have any other questions, then we're going to go to committee reports. First is the Planning and Zoning Committee. Vice President Rogers.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right. Public Works Committee.
Thanks, Lucas.
Aaron.
No report tonight, Mr. President. We have enough to go over with the overview of the budget,
budget.
in a little bit soon, just to overview what we're up to next year. So
Do we
we'll pass.
have, Jen, you may have, you have an update.
going on.
Okay. Parks and Recreation Committee, Commissioner Lestraka.
Thank you, President Ziffel. For our fall fitness classes, we still have fall Zumba, and that will be Sundays, 9 a.m., and that will run now until December 14th with no class on the 23rd of November. And that's a 6-week session, $60 per session. We also still have running our fall remix and our fall yoga. For fall remix, we will run that 7 p.m. on Mondays, and that will go until December 15th. And there will be no class on November 24th. And that's also a 6-week session, but you don't have much time left, and it's $60 per person. For fall yoga, that's Thursday, 7 p.m. That will run until December 18th. There will be no class on November 27th, and also $60 a person. Some very cool events coming up for the holidays. The Giving Tree at the Hatfield Parks and Rec and the North Penn School District have partnered for this Giving Tree event, and the tree is here at the Hatfield Township lobby, and that runs from now until December 12th. You can take an ornament from the tree and return the corresponding gift, and it will be new and unwrapped, please. We also have the Holiday Lights Contest, so you can register your home for free and participate in our 6th annual Holiday Lights Contest. You need to submit 2 photos of your decorated house to holidaylights@hatfield.org. That's holidaylights@hatfield.org if you'd like to submit that. The winners will be selected in the following categories: People's Choice, Most Colorful, Most Creative, Most Traditional, and /Classic. And the judging will take place between December 14th and December 20th, and the judges will be the Parks and Rec Board. The winners will be announced on the Township Facebook page early in 2026. And your registration and photos have to be in by December 12th. And you can get more information on our website, hatfield.org. Also, we have our Santa event that's coming up on December 13th. That's a Saturday night from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., and that's at School Road Park. The Hatfield Township Police Benevolent Association and the Parks and Rec Department are teaming up together for the North Pole, with the North Pole, to bring Santa to Hatfield for holiday celebration. Please join us for our local band, Brian and the Misfit Elves, and you might recognize Brian a little bit because he maybe have been to another event before. but not the Misfit Elves. You won't recognize them, as they perform classic and favorite holiday tunes. The event will feature food trucks, s'mores stations, and hot cocoa and other holiday treats. Face painting and balloon animals will be also available, and we hope to see everybody there. Thank you so much. Oh wait, rain location. If it rains on December 13th, we will be indoors here at the Township Building, and we'll adapt everything, but our band will still be there. Thank you very
All
much.
right, sounds good. Busy couple of months still. That Brian?
Is it that, Brian?
No, it is not our Brian here up here. Or maybe it will be. You might be
Never know.
surprised to
Never
see.
know.
He
We
might
saw
what?
him before, right?
He
Could
might
even be a surprise to
stand-in if
you.
our Brian gets, the other Brian gets sick.
I don't know,
right.
the
Thank
beard's
you.
coming in, right?
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
That's what a misfit elf looks like.
Sorry.
Yeah, you teed that one
I
up
know.
for him, you really did.
Yeah, please strike that from the record.
Yeah, yep. All right, Public Safety Committee, let's move on a bit here. Commissioner Partha.
Nothing to report.
All
Commissioner.
right. Finance Committee, Commissioner Andrus.
Plenty to report, and Aaron will do it.
All right. We have a couple of action items. And first is, what's this thing? Something about an overview of some sort? All right.
we can pass.
Overview of the 2026 budget. I'm going to spoil the surprise. No tax increase for the 12th straight year, and we'll deal with the motion later. And do you want me to take the motion and then you want to do the presentation, or the other way around?
However you'd like to do it.
Once you do the presentation, and then we'll take the motion.
All right. So like in years past, we do have a video showing our community all of the great things that the commissioners accomplished here in 2025. A few things to intro the video. You probably noticed some technical glitches over the last few months where the screen turns purple. So it may happen again. We're working with the vendor, but just so you know that the recording in the back is not seeing it. So when we do post this, it will look okay. Then the other thing, we did go into the vault a little bit for some of the videos that we're going to show. So there is, the graphics have a little pixelating going on. It's normal. It's just what it is. So sit back. It's not the shortest video.
How back in the vault did you go?
Not to your first term. Don't worry. What's that?
1800? Jerry started?
Jerry started.
It was when Chief began his career back during the Revolutionary time. But all right. And a few thanks. Jay Gordon put the video together. Does a great job. We'll thank Dave as we get into the number side of things. But we're gonna watch a lot of good things happened in Hatfield Township in 2025.
The big news, and one of the things that you probably heard us going into executive session about when we said real estate, was this. We have the opportunity to acquire a couple of pieces of property that are listed in this motion, right on Cowpath Road, to build a new Hatfield Community Public Safety Facility. Our police station right next door, as many of you know. I can ask when that one was built, but I might get the math wrong a second time. But I have to tell you, in the short time, in the years that I've been here, we have had to we've had to do the front facade, we've had to do the crumbling concrete. It's because, no offense to the existing facility, it's old, it's deteriorated, it needs to be upgraded. It's not sufficient to support Hatfield Township and Hatfield Borough the way that we really could and should be supported.
Our firm, along with Friends and Friends Restoration Architects and Brian McAdam for the CKS, gave us some very critical assistance in putting this together. And it's also the result of working with this committee over the last several months, who provided a lot of input, we had a lot of discussion, and I think we're at a good point with this draft plan. We are in the middle now of a 2-month draft plan review process. So we welcome and anticipate changes and comments to make the plan better. Our project scope included a public survey to get people's opinions, did the obligatory background information, site analysis, worked closely with your Parks and Recreation Director, Ashley O'Neill, and other staff, and looked into what facilities are needed, what activities happen at the park, developed cost estimates, maintenance
vision. And it became the vision to add a playground for all children, inclusive for all children, which you don't see very often.
Ideas that parents and children can say after school, let's go over and play, is just something that keeps our little boys' memory. Welcome to
Yeah? I'm sure. That's all right. You know what the nice thing is? We saw it and lived it.
Yeah, they worked 14 times today, of course.
No worries. So it was the Clemens, right? There was a woman who was just talking, what was that, what was she announcing? Oh, that was Logan's mom. So while he's working on that, I don't know if the crowd here remembers, the name of it is Logie Land, right? And it's named after a young man named Logan who unfortunately passed, but he had a real, very courageous life, certainly did. He had kind of an untold amount of surgeries that he had to suffer through, and really was quite an inspiration to a lot of people around him. So we called it Logie Land because that's what his mom described, kind of the world that they lived in whenever things, especially when it started to spiral and he needed to go to the doctor or he needed to have a surgery or something. It was this kind of all-consuming, sometimes fun, sometimes sad Logie Land, and so hence the reason for the name of it. And I'll tell you, it's just at the edge of my ward, and for months people have been telling me throughout the year just what a great contribution, what a great addition it is to the entire town. A number of people have actually gone so far as to say that it's probably the best thing that the town's done in decades. So it's not just about Logie, but also the playground itself has been fantastic. One last item on it, I tell parents all the time, or I ask them, what do you like about it? And they very quickly, and I'm not making this up, person after person says, I only have one problem with it. He said, my kids don't want to leave. And they struggle with kind of getting them off the playground, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. You don't hear that very often. So, yeah. So we might not be able to see it right now, but you know what? It was a heck of a thing.
He's trying.
It was a heck of a thing that the staff and everybody put together. They did an absolutely wonderful job.
There you go.
There we are. Be careful, it happens again, I'm going to pontificate even more.
Thanks for filling time. Let's see where we left off. Logie.
I think there's going to be teasing from Jerry in just a moment, but, we'll see.
Bid space and have an attorney.
There it is. There it is.
Bathroom right here.
There we go. Yep, right there.
Yeah,
I think so.
See how we do.
Looks good.
See, right to the point where there's more talking.
For all children, inclusive for all children, which you don't see very often.
The idea that parents and children can say after school, let's go to Logie Land and play, is just something that keeps our little boy's memory alive. So, welcome to Logie Land!
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Good news I want to share with the community, especially 4 homes that have been waiting for this moment for, Rick, 4 years?
Oh, yeah.
100 years? Feels like 1,000 years if you're living it. So it rained a lot here yesterday, commissioners. You're well aware of that. For many of us, it's a nuisance. Traveling throughout the town, it's inconvenient. 10, 15 roads closed last night, roughly. For these 4 families, though, it's a night. They've experienced significant flooding, devastating losses to their homes throughout the years. out their entire first floor, all their belongings. Commissioners have been aware of this and have given staff full support and direction to do whatever we can to help them. So we began this formal process and the process working with FEMA at that point to secure funding to acquire the 4 properties. And as of right before Christmas, we received finally an official letter from FEMA saying that the township has received $1.6 million to acquire 4 homes and finally give Rick and his neighbors peace of mind and some freedom to move on.
Bend the knees, inhale, sweep up around. Palms touch, exhale, forward fold. We say it all, we
Wow.
Good year.
Very good year. Actually, phenomenal year. That's some big stuff. That's stuff that's going to outlast everybody. That's nice. All right, everyone seems a little subdued here, folks. I mean,
Put you to sleep?
that's some big stuff.
Great.
That's some very big stuff. And we just took a quick tour of the new facility, the new police station. Not yet fully done, but pretty darn close. And I have to tell you, it is fantastic. And it's going to serve our township for generations. And so, Aaron, not only you and Dave for everything that you've done and for that, and Chief especially, just been extraordinary throughout the entire process. And what you're giving to the community is just a gift that's, like I said, it's going to go on for generations. You should be awfully, awfully proud. So well done.
Thank you.
You know, you think about just that project in itself,
Yeah.
the amount of effort, the amount of work, concentration, and then have all the other projects go through as well. You know, I think that's a tribute to our staff and the great job that they do year after year after year, making it 12 years, right, straight.
4 years.
Oh.
Yep.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
And then thank you to all the former commissioners and all the commissioners who took the initiative to take this, to making this all the beautiful decision. Thank you.
Yep, yourself included. Well done. Well done.
I just supported, but all of you guys have started.
All right, well, you,
All right,
I'm
well-
assuming you have 400 slides of budget.
Just shy of 400, but
Okay,
just right under.
that's
yeah.
fine. We'll settle
No,
in. We're ready. We're ready.
I hope so. Let's pray for the purple screen so we can stop this. But this is abbreviated since the longer video. We thought it was important to just show the process and what year. There aren't many years in local government where you build a police station, you build a park, you make a connection on a road that's been planned for 60 years. So I think this is a unique year. So we wanted to make sure we drew as much attention to it as we could. But the following slides outline, Commissioners, the 2026 budget. This is an outcome from a collaborative standpoint. We had a workshop in here a month ago and worked together to craft a budget that I think the residents here in Hatfield will be proud of. So sticking with the seed and the fruit theme this year, the good news is, like Mr. President said, the commissioners have been able to make all of those improvements that we've seen and more, and have been able to do so in a fiscally responsible way by not raising taxes at all over a period now of 12 years. Our total budget is $23.5 million revenue and a $21.5 million expense. So everyone knows within the packet, every penny coming in and every penny coming out is accounted for and will be available on our website. This is an overview of all the funds. We're not going to get into them all tonight, but if any resident would like to, that will be available to them, and they certainly can go through it all. And if they have any questions, Dave and I are more than willing to chat with anyone. So just talking about process and how these seeds are planted over the years, and then how they become the fruit that we see today on Cowpeth Road and on Clemens Park. It starts at the top with the leadership of our elected officials. These ideas, these projects come from the leadership of the township. We get them from the elected officials, we get them from our residents, and we get them from our team of consultants that help us throughout the process. How do the seeds grow? In this one, it really is because of the support and ongoing support from our Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners fund the projects, they support the projects, they stay with the projects throughout their tenure, and that makes a significant difference. Also, resident support. You have to really have all three of these, or projects will stay on a shelf collecting dust instead of actually coming to life and improving a community. You need the support from the commissioners. You need our residents to buy in, to understand and support the projects. And then you need the staff and our consultant team to work together to implement the plan. Some of the highlights when we look at the 2026 budget, some exciting things. 25 was great, but we have a lot planned for 26 as well. The big one will be our grand opening of the police station, which will happen on June 20th. Chief has done a phenomenal job of raising a significant amount of money, a lot of support from our business community. If anyone would like to participate and sponsor the event, we certainly would love to partner with you. The police department's going to be giving tours throughout the day, food trucks, games for kids. We're hoping to close Cowpath Road and have people in the shopping center and the police station all throughout the entire facility. Music, fireworks, somehow Chief is going to pull this off. We're not entirely sure how, but it's going to be a day for the community. It's a building for the community. We want people to come inside, see it, be part of it, because it's for them.
History. It would be a history night, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Some other projects we're working on, we're finalizing a stormwater improvement plan that we received a grant for a few years ago. Thanks to our two engineering firms, CKS and Bowman, are taking us through that entire process. So far, they've identified several areas that need improvements throughout our town. Leon Drive, which President Zipfel is very familiar with, Line Street, and more. There will be throughout 2026, several efforts to reach out to the public to gather more feedback after the preliminary engineering is done. So we have more work to do, but we are heading toward finalizing, and then we'll begin making some improvements throughout the town regarding some of the stormwater. Significant investment in the road paving. The commissioners have been dedicated to this service for a decade plus. Notably in 26, the Stewart, Concord, Brentwood, Claremont Drive neighborhoods will be getting paved this year. Those roads received some utility upgrades that had failed from over the years, which resulted in some sinking throughout the roadway. So we hope to have fixed that, and with the paving, then we should be able to move forward with that neighborhood in good shape. More highlights for 2026. The one piece of feedback I know I receive the most, and I know a lot comes the chief's way, but one comment in particular is that we hear from residents about people speeding through neighborhoods. And we want to be able to meet those needs of our community. So we do have a traffic department right now, but the plan is to expand it, and the plan is to be in more places, to calculate speed, to work with our residents to understand what's happening, and to hopefully make a giant improvement on that issue. New garage for our Public Works facility, paving trails at the Township Arboretum, which, by the way, is a hidden gem here in Hatfield. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Something that we should feature more often so people can be aware of where it is. Some paving at Stratford Park, and then with the police moving from the current facility into the new facility, as well as our detective unit, which is on Unionville, which is in a building that's attached to the Public Works garage. We have an opportunity to reuse that space to make it more accessible for the public and provide some recreational classes. You'll see, I think Chief's going to lead the Zumba in 2026 is what he had talked about.
Yes.
Maybe the Aqua Zumba. But it will be a space that the public can use for exercise, arts and crafts, other activities that Commissioner Lestraco and Ashley will work on in 26. Some more highlights for 26, with the move of the police and other adaptive reuse of a building rather than tearing down. The commissioners have formed a long-term partnership with our local ambulance company. VMSC will be moving into the current police facility for their admin team. There won't be ambulances running out of the facility, so the neighbors who have for 30 or 40 years have dealt with sirens, they will have a reprieve, and the ambulances will not be running their sirens in this area. There's a lease and an agreement. Thank you to Mr. Iannozzi for putting that together, outlining where ambulances can and can't turn on the sirens. But it'll be a great partnership, a reuse of a public building into another public safety oriented building to better serve our community. In addition, Lucas, who was here earlier, was talking about the Liberty Bell Trail, how it's considered one of the regionally significant trails in the area, and for a long time there was only a half a mile of it built, and that was in Hatfield Borough. The trail itself on a piece of paper goes through 6 or 7 municipalities, but in real life it's only a half a mile built at the time, which is the borough. So Lansdale's working on their portion, Upper Gwennet's working on their portion, and we thankfully received a grant a few years ago, commissioners, you remember, for $1 million to build 1,500 feet of the Liberty Bell Trail, which will connect Hatfield Borough to Orvilla Road. So 1,500 feet, $1 million. It's just what it is. And it's taken several years to get there, but it'll be a nice addition, and we hope to build upon that.
Not even a quarter mile.
So those are the highlights of the 2026 budget. Some of the other more significant and public improvements that we've been working on, planting the seeds with the commissioners that we hope then will, over time, come to fruition, are important ones, such as our most dangerous and complained about intersection, which is Welsh and Orvilla by the Plains Mennonite Church. We have a final plan that's been designed and approved by PennDOT, and we have a grant application submitted, and the state finally has a budget, so we expect to start hearing some announcements about grant awards. So we could hear in the next few weeks that we have funding to fix that intersection, which will begin then in 2026, which would be very exciting. Also working on Coffle and Orvilla, which is a tricky intersection as well. Designs of that are being worked on with our consulting group, as well as a streetscape on Cowpath. Now that the commissioners have done such a good job of removing an eyesore, cleaning up our busiest corridor in Hatfield Township, would like to continue upon those efforts and try to put together a streetscape plan for Cowpath, connecting more sidewalks from Orvilla to the police station to the borough on that side of the road, clean it up, trees, make it more appealing. There's some drainage issues that we've applied for grant funding for on Line Lexington. Commissioner Lestracco was with me with a resident over a year ago, understanding those concerns. We applied for funding to fix that, as well as pedestrian flashers. The commissioners for years have been committed to making walking certain places safer for kids, schools, parks, public shopping centers. So all of those should start happening in 26 if we get funding for them. So just the budget process, this is ongoing, year-round, every day. It starts with the leadership we get from our group of elected officials, and it starts with our relationships and feedback we get from the residents. This is a process that goes on year-round, every day. Wherever we are, I know all of us hear it, shopping at Giant, wherever you are, we run into people, and they let us, we have great residents, they're not shy residents. But it's that feedback we get that we understand then what we need to pursue. So we turn that into a budget meeting, workshop meeting on the 15th, which then tonight, budget presentation. This budget then gets advertised for a period of time. We'll be back here in December for the commissioners to consider adopting it. And then we will work together as a group to implement then all of these plans for 26, and we will continue the process, continue to do good things for our community. So that's all I have. I had to work chief into the presentation somehow, but as always, every year, we just like to finish the budget by saying to the commissioners that we're grateful on behalf of the staff, on behalf of everybody that's involved, our consultant team, everyone involved in the organization. We're grateful for the work that we do in Hatfield. We're honored to have the positions we have. We do not take it for granted. We do not take ourselves seriously, but we take the work we do seriously. So thank you for this opportunity and another good year here in Hatfield.
Wonderful. It's a kind of a great end to the slides there with Chief Tierney's Way. I was just telling someone that story. Tarrington Village Town Hall last night, they absolutely loved it and had some great things to say about Chief and the entire staff. So let me kind of bring that around to, I'm not sure how we say thank you well enough year after year, but the fantastic commissioners come and go, and ultimately staff is the most important. And Aaron, what you do, and Dave and Chief and all of the staff members and our consultants, Brian and John, just absolutely year after year, fantastic. We just can't say thank you enough. I always smile a little bit when Aaron gives the commissioners as much credit as he does. And I think we all do, because I think those who know realize that, ours is, I call it the unpaid volunteer elected position, for which we get to take on some of the residents' burdens, but the burdens that are really taken on, it's from the staff. And so you deserve more than a round of applause and a thank you, but for this evening, hopefully that'll suffice. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
we do need to recognize Dave for all the work he puts. I know you mentioned Dave, I just need to specifically because I just make slides and dumb jokes. Like Dave does the real work, and the numbers always pan out. The projections, I saw a post on social media, and I sent it to Dave last night, but someone nationally recognizing the hard job that a finance director in the public sector has. They're almost like an offensive line in football that you only really know they exist when they mess up. And we don't hear from Dave much, right? I mean, that's a testament how well of a job he's done, and he's been here a long time.
Yeah.
Longer than me. And every year, his numbers are spot on. So grateful for him.
Well done, Dave. Very well done.
Thanks, Dave.
Good job.
Thank you.
Great job. Residents, anyone? No? All right. Commissioners, anyone from the
I think someone
dais?
wants to come up to the podium.
What's that? Bill?
Yep,
Yep.
my friend Bill.
Budget-related bill? I'm sorry? Budget-related bill? No, I'm sorry. Give us a minute. That's what you meant. No, not yet. We'll do citizens' comments in a bit. All right, anything else budget-related? All right. Well, then, well, this is a motion to advertise. So, see, I forgot my glasses tonight for a second. I saw a motion and I said, wait a minute, we're not passing it tonight. So let's do our action item, which is there a motion to advertise the ordinance for the budget adoption and maintaining the tax rate for 2026? Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Andrews, second by Vice President Rogers. Any questions or comments? This is just the motion to advertise, folks. It's not to pass the budget yet. And then we'll handle that. We'll actually address the budget, and it'll be an ordinance in our meeting on December 17th. So, all right, any questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Okay, that is our motion for our advertised budget. Next is a resolution 25-18 with regard to the Wawa Cowpath Road and Broad Street maintenance period. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Rogers, second by Commissioner Andrews. Brian, you got this one?
Thank you. Yeah, we had discussed this at the workshop on October 8th. The Wawa at Cowpath and Broad, our office had certified that as complete after doing inspections and all the construction inspection work. We certified it as complete. It's ready to be approved by the board as complete and enter into the maintenance period. You have the resolution before you tonight that will basically finish all that out, and they will commence with their 18-month maintenance period. So just pretty straightforward.
Yep. As we expected, that's great. Thank you for that update. Any questions or comments beyond that? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of Resolution 25-18, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. All right, last is our ordinance revision with regard to the garbage collection. Aaron, I think you have this one as
Sure,
well.
thanks, Mr. President. This is the least interesting agenda item maybe of my career, but just a housekeeping item. Last year, we made some updates to our ordinance as recommended by the Northern Montgomery County Recycling Commission that we're members of. Within that ordinance, it was just an oversight. It was accidentally removed, the garbage collection times. Didn't realize it until, I think we had a few police calls recently, and the police officers were looking through the ordinance just to see what time as a reminder and realized that it was taken out by that previous draft for whatever reason. So we're adding it back in. So just so you're aware, and it's going to read the same as it did prior to that. So garbage collection times by ordinance, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. So no collection after 8 p.m. or before 6 a.m. So the police certainly get some calls from residents about very early haulers through the neighborhoods. So this is just to get it back on the books. That's
Okay, good. That's great. All right, we don't have to do anything. It's not a motion or anything, right?
Yeah, so you know what, I'm glad you brought that up, and I clearly, it would be helpful to have a motion to advertise the ordinance so we can have it. Thank you.
Okay, all right, let's do that. So let's take a motion to advertise the ordinance revision with regard to the garbage collection times. Is there such a motion?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Andrews, second by Commissioner Partha. Questions or comments? No one's excited about asking questions about the garbage time. All right. Okay, with that, I will call the question. All in favor of that motion to advertise, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. All right, we're going to jump to our solicitor's report. John?
Nothing to report tonight.
All right, good to hear, good to hear. Citizens' comments. Bill, sorry, I cut you. Bill Brodsky, I cut you off before. Sorry, I cut you off before.
Yeah, Bill Brodsky, 2946 East Walnut Street. The very last picture you saw of the bike lane presentation, does anybody know where that bike lane was, where it was?
Right by the greenhouse.
It was by George Didden Greenhouse,
Correct.
which, by the way, on Saturday, December 6th, is going to be having a, sponsored by the Greenhouse, a basket bingo fundraiser, which is going to benefit the Hatfield Township Fire Department and the Garden of Eden Foundation in Ecuador, which is an orphanage. So the doors are going to open at 4 o'clock for tours, if anybody wants to take a tour. And it starts at 6, and you can sign up on the Greenhouse, George Didden Greenhouse's Facebook. And I have some flyers if anybody's interested. So,
Bill, give us the date again.
it's Saturday, December 6th.
This is tours of the greenhouse, correct?
There are tours of the greenhouse starting at 4,
That's
and the
pretty-
basket bingo starts at 6, and there's some other odds and ends going
That's
on.
pretty amazing, the greenhouse.
It's kind of a neat place unless you work there.
Greenhouse is a great tour.
It really is. It's
Very
great.
good tour.
Thank you for letting us know. Actually, why don't you leave some of the flyers, Bill? Yeah, we'll grab them for you after the meeting. Thank you for updating us on that. All right, any other citizens' comments? No? All right. Oh,
Yeah, I just have a quick, Brian, how long have you been supporting Hatfield Township?
I started with CKS in 2006, so since 2006.
Wow. John? So anyway, you know, as I'm coming to an end here, really want to thank you guys for your support. Hopefully I'll get to thank you next month as well, but just in case, I really appreciate everything you guys did over the years.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Fantastic
you.
job. I learned a hell of a lot.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Appreciate the support.
Vice President, you better show up next month.
I'm expecting him at each of the meetings. I'm not sure what his plans are.
Sit up front instead of in the back.
That's right. There's
Morgan's
a
back.
specific row back there
You're going to make me cry over here, you know?
Hey, yeah,
that
that's
he's
been a long time.
that he's going to be here, or
We'll
that
have
he's
to do
not going to be
breakfast
here.
that morning.
I'm having a hard time believing that an attorney knows how to cry.
They charge extra for tears.
Yeah, I know.
Somehow, John, he got you and me.
Well, look at the time.
And I'm
Look at the
I'm telling you, he enjoyed getting me a little bit better there on that one. So we're gonna.
The tears come out green, right?
Yeah. Wow. Okay, we're going to adjourn. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Please. Motion by Commissioner Lestrade, second by Commissioner Andrews. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thanks for coming out, folks.